Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ryan Corner. I'm with the Los Angeles Community College District with our illustrious trustee here. For years, we've been trying to work on student basic needs with the recognition that that is one way in which we improve student success. If we look at the needs that students face outside of the classroom, those are often the things that interfere with students being successful inside the classroom, and that's what we need to address. In 2016, our board called on the district to conduct a comprehensive assessment for student basic needs. This was recognition of the impact of poverty, housing, and food insecurity on our students and how it associated with student success. Since our initial assessment, we have continued to build supports for students, broaden our awareness of the issues that are unique to our student population and community college, and to advocate for policy change. Today, we know that 64% of our students face basic needs security issues, with higher rates for students of color, LGBTQIA, parents, and former foster youth. In fact, 48% worry about food running out before the end of the month. That's almost half of our students. 31% could not pay their full rent. That's almost a third of our students. How are students supposed to learn when they're worried about that? Pre-COVID, colleges provided 24 tons of food per week to our students, and it wasn't enough. And that was thanks in cooperation to many of the folks here that have local food banks. We have collaborated with Shower of Hope and LA Room and Board to provide housing to our students, but this is a Band-Aid on a systemic issue. We've worked with the county to help students gain access to CalFresh and housing services. But we do have to face that these systemic barriers are what need to be addressed if we're going to be successful with our students. At the time of its inception, federal student aid, the Pell Grant, actually covered 120% of all costs of a community college student. That includes housing, that includes food. Not just the cost of tuition, but actually what it takes to go to college. Now that number is only 60%, a 40% gap that students have to figure out how to fill. The Cal Grant is only aligned with tuition costs. So even in our own state, we're failing to recognize the true cost of what it is to go to college, and I think you heard that from our student today. And in fact, many of our students, because they come after being out of high school, don't even qualify for the Cal Grant. We need to fix the student aid process and to reflect on the true cost of education. And in fact, we do have a bill, AB 1456, which is in the legislature right now, which is a step in the right direction. It provides additional access to students like Christopher, and also more money to the students who are in the community college system. This will be one small piece that will help students get housing and food secure. In terms of housing needs, we need to recognize that we set different rules for students than we do for other members of the public. We have liaisons on our campus that help us navigate the system, and oftentimes what they have to tell our students is that they don't qualify. If an LGBTQIA student leaves their house because it's mentally abusive, they don't qualify because they weren't hit. That's a problem. That's a strong problem. We need to understand that post-secondary education should count as a qualified activity for housing and food, not just work. Because it's actually education that pushes students out of generational poverty. And we've set up a system that makes them choose between the small services that are available or being able to have a career and a life where they're out of poverty. It shouldn't be a choice, it should be an and. And so I just want to end by saying we have had successes in collaborative partners. It's been great, we've done amazing work. We've learned from the expertise of people who work within housing and food insecurity. And together I know we can achieve this systemic change, but we have to do so working within our community and recognizing that it's the system that needs to change and not just a simple strategy or how to implement food and housing insecurity processes. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.